Nou, zo'n fantastische tekst. Tyrone hoorde je van Erykah Badu. En de dame die tegenover mij zit is niemand minder dan Neneh Cherry. 18 jaar heeft het geduurd voordat ze weer met een nieuwe soloplaat kwam. Nou ja, je kent haar uiteraard van haar duet 7 Seconds met Youssou N'Dour. Van haar waanzinnige hit Buffalo's Dance. Daar luister ik ook naar toen ik op de middelbare school zat en groot fan was. Maar nu op het North Sea Jazz Festival horen we Neneh Cherry op een hele andere manier. Namelijk met producer Kieran Hebden en elektronica duo Rocket Number 9. Daarmee heeft ze dit jaar een nieuwe plaat gemaakt. Blank Project heet het. En dat heeft echt juichende recensies gekregen. Neneh Cherry, welcome in the studio.
Thank you. Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. I'm hot, but I look
but you're cool.
Yeah, thank you. Wow, Neneh Cherry just gave me a compliment. Woo. Neneh, your first solo album in 18 years.
In a light year.
Yeah, a light year?
Nearly.
Why? What happened? Why did it take you a light year?
It could take me a light year to answer that question.
I learned you can tell every story in one sentence.
I think maybe a lot of people forget that, I started with the band called Rip Rig and Panic when I was 16. And so after I finished my third album when I was like 34 or whatever it was, I was ready for a break, and a reconsideration. And I think I really felt a little bit I'd over-digested in the kind of mainstream. And I think I really felt like I needed to take a step off the treadmill. So I really just took some time out with my family, first of all. And then I've ended up sort of collaborating and doing and working on different projects. And I suppose, in a way, collecting threads for this album, to bring me to the now. I always knew I was going to make another solo album. It was more about when, being in the right time. But about 4 years ago, I started writing again, feeling ready, or 3 years ago, maybe it was.
And why didn't you want to go with a mainstream thing?
I think I just felt a little bit suffocated by it. I think that I really felt like I'm restricted in a way by maybe not so much other people's expectations, but just pressures within myself. And I think that now I feel much more like myself in the environment that I'm working in now, that's maybe a bit more experimental in a way, a bit more mental. And, finding Rocket Number 9, who I made the record together with.
The electronica duo?
Yeah. Actually, Ben is sitting just over here from Rocket Number 9. And I think that, the magic that we created together, I had written the songs, but when we got together and started making the music, it was like there were no restrictions, we just kind of went for it. And when we made the album with Kieran, I mean, in a way, he was...
That's the producer?
Also, yeah, he produced the record for Ted, as he's also known. He kind of made it also possible for us to really... He really helped us harness what we were doing together. And I think that to me, it's in a funny sort of way, I feel like I've done a full circle.
Yeah?
It's
Why?
almost like I feel, and the way that I'm working, or the way that we're working together, is in a way quite similar to how I started with Rip Rig and Panic. It's quite free.
Yeah.
I mean, we have the songs, of course there's a structure, but it's almost kind of, I mean, it's jazzy and it's kind of punky, and I feel to me like this is where I've dreamt of being, where I've always wished that I would find myself. This second time you say the word myself. Just earlier you said, now I sound like myself. Maybe it's a really hard question, but can you describe myself? Good question. I think it's like when you're in a place when you're executing things, I think in performing and singing and creatively, where, I feel like I'm not being over-analytical, or maybe not so. I mean, I think there's always a thing where you're quite hard on yourself. But I think when it comes down to it, when we're playing and making the music, that's not really the issue. It's more just about doing. And I think that is a place where you can start to be more like yourself. Because I think I've definitely had periods when I've kind of sat back and overthought stuff too much. And I
is that also?
I started to feel like like very kind of self-conscious in a way, and I think that I'm not like a kind of classically trained singer. I'm not a particularly great singer, so it's more about the force and the energy and like working with the Rocket Number 9 guys. That the music pushes me over the edge.
But is that also a reason that it took you so long? Doesn't sound very nice. I don't mean it that way, but that is also why one of the reasons that it took you a while, because what you just said, I was overanalyzing everything. You thought, oh, it's not good enough, or
I don't know that it was really about that. I think I just went through a period of time where I was learning a lot, working, not being in the center, but kind of working and collaborating with people. I was in a group called Circus, and that was really great, being part of a kind of collective. And I think that, it's more about getting here. I think that I'm a kind of slow burner. It's not always about, and I'm not kind of ambitious maybe in the obvious way where it's about just like how many records I sell. I think that it's always felt more important to kind of get it right.
Yeah.
And so here we are.
Yeah, you want to make something that you really feel.
Yeah, I don't want to just do it just for the sake of it.
But did you ever think, you just said it's really free, it's punky, we do exactly what we want. Do you ever think back of all the success you had and the great success, you think, oh no, maybe nobody likes this record?
I think that, there's always a minute before you put a record out where you feel kind of nervous about it, because it's like, it's your baby, and all of a sudden you're showing it to the world, But I think that what I felt and what we felt is that, we've made the record that we wanted to make. And, you can't make something hoping to make everybody happy.
Exactly. I have to say...
But I think that, it's like, I think it's, in a way, I don't know what I expected. So for me, it's like gone way past my expectations. I think the feedback has been great.
Exactly. Everybody loves your baby.
So they should.
Blank Project, that's the new album of Neneh Cherry. Vanavond dus hier op het North Sea Jazz Festival. Volgens mij mogen we dat concert opnemen. Hopelijk. En dan ga je daar later nog dingen van horen live op Radio 6 Soul and Jazz. I'm going to play Spit 3 Times. I have to ask you, what's the story behind Spit 3 Times?
Spit 3 Times is about survival. I think that it's about facing your demons. It's about dark days. It's about the days that are, when you really don't want to get out of bed. And also it's looking at the kind of thin line and love and hate with your dark sides. I think sometimes it's, you fall into a thing where you can almost become kind of addicted
to the bad
to
times.
your demons.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And then you spit 3 times, then they go.
Yeah, and then so I'm superstitious, so I spit 3 times and I carry on.
Neneh Cherry, thank you very much and have a great show tonight.
Thank you so much.